Welcome to the Tell Me More podcast, where we invite you to be part of real conversations with real women as we navigate the normal thoughts, feelings, and events in life as Christians. I'm Jess McKinney.
You did so good.
That was really good.
Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody, back to our final episode.
Yay, we did
last
it.
epi.
Woo.
Season 2 is done.
Yeah,
No,
we did it.
And it's almost
I
summer.
didn't know. When you said season 3 and we started looking towards that, I thought we were in that.
Oh, I know.
It's funny because this season basically was entirely recorded either in the month of January or the month of May.
I know.
There was nothing in between
know.
because
No.
I had to peace out.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Leanne was.
oh, you guys did one.
We
without
did,
me.
yeah. And
But it was
Keen?
only. No,
Keen was in January because
she
that was before I
here.
left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were like, if we need to plug another co-host while you're out, we'll call Keen. She'll come back.
She's
awesome.
a rock star. Love
That was
her.
awesome. I did love it.
Don't keep talking about her. Also, I am
Also,
shedding.
she offered coffee. Ergo.
Yeah.
She's my fave.
She's amazing.
Oh my
I just want to
gosh.
be her when I grow up.
I know. We have no agenda for today. I'll just
Yeah.
be real honest about that. We're just going to kind of sit and maybe talk about what we've loved about the last couple of seasons and what we're looking forward to in the next, which is great. But I am kind of excited. I'm going to vision cast here for a sec and then we can talk about summer or whatever y'all want to talk about. But I am excited for season 3 because we are going to do our darndest to line up with groups launches. Not to say that you have to use this as a resource, but one of my favorite, we've talked about this 100 times, She Reads Truth.
Yeah.
They do this thing where they do like a weekly podcast and it's about whatever the topic is or the book of the Bible they're going through or whatever. And then you have like daily readings and things that you will do, but you have the podcast as like an extra resource. So we're trying to do something similar to that for the
Without
next
ripping
season.
them off. 'Cause
Right.
we want to.
Well, I also won't
Celebrate
have a
what they
study
do.
guide, a
Yeah.
daily study guide. So, but you know, if you have a group that meets, because I don't know about you guys, that's a feedback that I get all the time from both parenting and this podcast. It's like, well, I have a group of ladies and we get together and we'll listen to the podcast and we just kind of talk about it or whatever. But we've been inconsistent, which we had to be, which is fine.
Yeah.
Life is inconsistent.
Sorry.
Yes. Oh, it's not your fault. I mean,
It's kind of my fault.
it's fine.
It is her fault.
It's all your fault.
I'll take it.
No. But we are going to try and be a little more consistent with weekly releases and things like that, which we did pretty well last,
Yeah.
I'm going to say semester, season, whatever.
Third time's the charm because we'll be more consistent.
Exactly.
We will know maybe a little more about what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in life.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe less.
I don't know. Either way, you get to hear about it.
What is happening during season 3 that's going to be really big in your life, Jess? Anything looming, anything coming towards the end of the year that might be really fun to celebrate?
Listen,
It took me a minute. I
I
was like, what are we
think
talking about here?
we're going to show up with birthday hats.
Oh my gosh, please
and
do.
cake.
That would be so fun.
The bonus episode will not be
40
Christmas.
is coming.
It will be
It'll be
just
just
his
our
birthday.
episode. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. As long
man,
as
we
you
should've really
promise
thought
to
about that.
sing to me.
Deal. Easy.
She said no.
I will. I'll serenade you till the cows
I know
come
you
home.
will. I love it. That's great. I
I'll
can't
sing you
wait.
the Manchester Pentecostal Holiness version.
What? How does that go?
I'm not going to do it now.
Oh,
You have to wait
come
till your
on.
40th
Dang
birthday.
it. I want to hear it.
No,
Okay.
it's special. You can't just trope that out.
All right. Well, I expect it
that the right
in
word, trope?
December.
It's a trope. No,
No.
you can't just
It's
bring
okay. I
that
knew
out.
what you meant.
I knew it as soon as it came
I
out.
break out in song all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. Just not on here, but in my mind.
Anyway,
Yeah, let's do it. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
But I am excited because hopefully we can be a good resource for groups. So if you are planning to join a group next, why do I want to say semester? What's wrong with me? I'm not in college anymore.
well, I still,
You're very
I
far
still
away
feel
from
like,
college.
Yes, thank you.
especially because like the ministry year runs like a school year.
It does.
Yes, that's.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm
Like,
thinking of it. Like
I
students.
still think in semesters,
Yeah. Okay.
even though I'm not in school.
Right.
I don't have a kid in school, but I still like I still operate in semesters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for the fall, I'll just say that.
Yeah.
The autumn.
We're going to try and line up a little bit better so you guys will have it as a resource if you so desire. And if not, you can just join us to laugh because that's what we do a lot of.
Can we take it on the road for the fall? Maybe go do some leaf peeping.
Leaf peeping.
That is not where
like
I
that.
thought you were going with
Sure.
the take it on the road.
Maybe just go to.
I'm thinking like
Go to
we're
the
going to go
Northeast.
visit women and
Oh,
do
no.
interviews. And she's like, let's go look
Ooh.
at leaves.
Let's go to the
Honestly,
Northeast.
either. I would love that.
Yeah,
Go to
sure.
a pumpkin farm.
They have women
Oh,
up there.
Yes. Yes. They have women.
We can interview our sisters in the Northeast.
That's true. We absolutely could. Road trip
Bahaba. We can go up there.
2024. You
What
said
else
that,
is
and I
happening?
thought Baja.
this summer.
Huh?
What else is happening this summer? What are y'all
With
doing?
student trips.
Yeah.
I'm on one of the 2 student trips. You're
Same,
on
me too.
student trip. You're on
We're
student trip.
all
We're all
going to Beach
going.
Week.
Yes. We're all on different floors, FYI. I found that out today.
You're leading worship. What are you doing? Production?
No, whatever I'm told.
Ah, yes.
Basically, I investing
Yes.
in people.
It'll
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I
How
just-
many sessions are you preaching?
2.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
I've killed the intro in this, so if you just want me to read your sermon,
Oh, sure. Yeah, that'd be
I
great.
can do that.
If you, I'll just hand you my
Wow.
manuscript
Yeah.
and you just go for it.
Yep.
You want to know something funny?
like a bad press
Get
conference.
this. So I just preached however many weeks, 6 weeks ago, I guess. And when I wrote that sermon, that was probably the hardest sermon I've ever had to write. When
Yeah.
I wrote it, it was like 16 pages and I had to cut it down significantly.
Yeah.
But even after I cut it down, I am not exaggerating when I say that my manuscript used twice as many words as Weese's. I don't know if it's just that I talk way
You
faster
do.
than him.
For sure.
But when I looked at the word counts of our messages, I was like, holy cannoli, how do maybe I just say too many things,
Don't
but
we use more
and you
words?
went
Yeah.
full time, right?
do I? Oh, yeah.
You had, like, 30 plus minutes,
I
yeah.
did 35 minutes.
Yeah, and I think he's usually like he'll do 25
He's like
or
28.
so. Yeah.
He's more succinct than I am.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just
that's
like,
okay. I don't know how you would have. So for anybody who doesn't know, she talks
go
about
back and
counterfeit
listen.
femininity. You need to go listen to that. I almost said episode. You need to go back and listen to that sermon because it was stellar. That's
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of the reason I wanted to tune in because I was like, I want to hear what you're saying. I also
Yeah.
had to write the Devos that week. Got to write the Devos that week.
Gratitude.
I was like, man, how do you put
Yeah,
this?
I don't
in-
think that I said the word femininity a single time in the sermon because it's too hard to
Oh,
say.
it would have come out as.
And so I said
Oh, no.
womanhood instead
Yeah.
because femininity is such a hard word to like get out of your mouth. I was like,
know.
I can't say that a bunch of times.
Oh no.
So
No.
It was stellar.
It was
thank you.
great. Yes, it was great.
So good.
I appreciate it. It's a privilege to do. I will never agree to preach 8 weeks postpartum again.
I
know
so
better now.
Impressed with you though, yeah, because you're like, yeah, I'll be back. I'm only 2 months in. It's gonna be
And
great.
then
And I was
I
like,
almost
good
died.
gracious. You did.
Probably shouldn't joke about that, but yeah.
We just did an episode on gratitude. You didn't.
That's right.
So
I
we're
didn't,
grateful that you-
and praise the Lord for that. But I know better now. I've had a baby now, and I will never agree to do it that quickly
You
after.
live and learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally.
You really do.
Oh my gosh. The,
more you know.
second time is totally different too. So
Yeah.
yeah. You have so much more knowledge and you're like, oh, if only someone had told me that.
Yeah.
I was
great.
13 weeks pregnant with Benny when I preached last summer, and we hadn't told anybody yet.
Oh, that's right. You had the
yeah.
book,
And so
like, in
I had the
front-
podium in the book
Yes!
like right in front of my belly because I was just like barely starting to show, and I was like, nobody can know. And then the next time he was fresh out the womb.
Yep.
That's
But
awesome.
now he's
I
a cute
do
little squishy
remember
baby.
you preached and then you came in my office like the next day and you were like, I have to tell you
Yep,
something.
I did. Both of you. I
Yeah,
was
we
like,
were
okay,
there.
I can't keep this secret any longer.
was
Like,
great.
I just wanted to get through that before.
I loved it. And then it was so sweet. So I'm like, oh, she's doing like story time up there and there's
Yeah.
the baby in her belly. Ugh, it's great. That's
Yeah, my
great.
little boy. He's sweet.
Love it. Are you going to go on vacation this summer with him?
So, actually, something fun that's happening for me this summer. We get to do beach week, and he's coming along. He can't leave mom because I'm still nursing him. And so, Tristan's coming. He'll be on dad duty all week. So, that'll be Benny's first time to the beach, which is really fun. But then after that, what I'm really excited about is I get to go home to Joplin.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I'm the second of 6 kids. And this is the only time in like, I don't know how long or for how much longer
Yeah.
that all of us
Yeah.
with all the spouses and all the kids and everybody will be in one place at the same time,
Yeah.
which just never happens with
Yeah,
that many of
so
us and
fun,
all
though.
spread out in different places. And so that's going to be a really, really sweet time.
Yeah.
I'm
will be.
excited for that.
Oh, I love that so much. So how many grandkids are there?
Okay, let me count. Well, here's what I know. I know that there is.
Here's what I know.
There's 19 of us, just immediate family.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's the 6 kids,
So
my
12,
parents,
14.
plus
So there's
the
5
spouses
kids.
and kids. Yeah.
Are all the siblings married?
No, not all the siblings are married. So
Oh,
there's.
just kidding.
Well, hold on, I have to count. 1, 2,
math
3,
made sense
4,
until then.
5, 6, 7. There's 7 grandkids right now.
Oh.
Yeah. So
My parents
and
have
more to come, I'm sure.
4, and that is where we will stop things.
Yeah.
So we are done. My
never
sister
know.
has 2. We have 2. That's what, I have friends who keep saying that. They're like, you never know.
I mean,
anything could
adoption.
happen. I'm like,
yeah. I mean,
well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That could
Hey,
happen.
my mom had her last baby when she was 40, so maybe for your 40th birthday.
Oh my goodness gracious, y'all! I swear.
Happy birthday.
The way I would cackle if you came in, like, guess what?
Bless.
So good.
That would be something. I mean, if the Lord gives it to me, I will take it. But we'll see.
Listen, if you miss a baby, you can just hold mine.
Oh, I want to snuggle your baby all the time. I was sitting there thinking, you know what? Green room. I mean, if Tristan needs a break, I
Definitely.
could totally just hang out with your little boy.
Definitely.
Would love that.
Yeah, he's real cute. And he likes to sing, so he'd probably like you.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. I remember when I was pregnant with Ella, I had to sing an Aerosmith song on stage. It was one of the covers that we did. And our host came out of that. And I hadn't told anyone I was pregnant, by the way. And he was like, that child that she's about to have is, oh, yeah, y'all.
What?
But Ella loves music. Of course, so does Ashlyn. But I mean, rock and roll, like that's what Ella knows because I was singing it with lab band and then on stage with, So then I had people afterward coming up and going, oh my gosh, you're going to have a baby. Is it a boy or a girl? And I was like, well, cat's out of the bag.
Oh my
Here we
gosh,
go.
I would be furious
Oh,
if
no, it
someone
was
did
fine.
that.
It was fine. I mean, we were far enough in that like people knew. I just hadn't announced to the world yet. Hey, FYI, I'm having a second.
I mean, you technically don't have to. You're not a royal. You don't have to.
Yes. Yes.
People are like, we have to make this proclamation.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
We try. Oh, sorry. We try to sing like Bible songs and like hymns and things to Benny, and he likes that. But his actual favorite song, I'm outing myself here as a parent, is
wait.
"She Talks to Angels" by the Black Crowes.
Hey, that's great though.
I don't know why, but when he is like screaming, crying, if we just crank that sucker, it's like magic.
That's
and he's
funny.
like, yeah, this is my jam. Don't know why. I didn't listen to that while pregnant from what I can remember, but that is his jam.
I mean, I can
So,
think of worse bands.
He's a rock and roll baby, apparently.
great. I love
But
that.
It's funny.
Oh,
Well, and usually, I mean, we're doing better as children of the Lord, but most of the stuff that the children of the Lord put out isn't great.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Although that one
word.
playlist that you shared with me
it was good.
was real good.
Yeah,
yep.
it was good.
Yes.
But
Jackie
it-
Hill Perry is at the Secular Music Fest
Yeah.
on Apple.
It's really good.
It's really good.
A lot of good stuff on there.
That was last season, right? When we talked about worship.
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But
Shameless
and I
plug.
think
Go back
she,
and
it
listen to that.
feels like she updates it, or someone does, because there's
Yeah.
stuff on it all the time.
This is such a tangent. They're touring now. Their podcast.
Oh,
is
I know. I
touring.
want to go.
I know, me too.
I enjoy their podcast a lot.
You guys know how I feel about podcasts, despite being on one.
Were you raised on talk radio as a child?
Yes.
No.
So, and I think that's probably why.
NPR. That's what was always on
But
in
if
the
you
car.
listen to, what was that dude's name? And that's the rest of the story.
Oh, yeah.
If I hadn't brought
Garrison
it up.
Keeler?
No.
See, shows you what I know. Oh, who's that guy? Isn't he a
please.
story guy?
Hold, please.
Paul
Harvey. That's it.
Harvey. Yeah,
There we go.
Paul Harvey. And he would just do these random stories.
I am just picturing the guy who hosts Family Feud, and I don't think that's right.
That's Steve Harvey.
No.
Steve Harvey.
But
Although
that
I would
be
listen to
really
him.
funny. I would totally listen.
No, Paul Harvey, he would just do these random little small stories
Yep.
for however long. And he'd end by saying, and that's the rest of the
tidbits.
story.
Yeah. It was like not fun facts, I guess, but like more information than you would normally get on people who had done amazing things.
Yeah.
Like they're known for this one thing, but also you didn't hear the whole lead up to it or
Funny
whatever.
stories,
Yeah.
slightly tongue in cheek.
Yes.
Mike Rowe, when he started his podcast,
Don't know
started.
who that is either.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry.
Sarah has a crush.
Oh, we like him.
Oh, he sings opera.
What?
He can fix things. He's a champion of the everyman.
Have you ever written him fan mail?
Oh gosh, no.
Maybe you should.
I deal with him the way I deal with all my crushes, and
You
I ignore them. And that has worked really well for me.
That's amazing.
That's hilarious.
Is he married?
I don't know him.
Okay. Well,
We don't converse.
I mean, I was just wondering.
and I'm
you
sure
know.
if we did, there might be a court order after saying, please don't. I don't
Shoot,
know.
I don't know. I think y'all would get along really well. But
Yeah.
that's all right.
I don't know who
Anywho.
that is. I always tell people that I'm on a podcast against my will. 'Cause I'm not a
We like
podcast
to
girl.
chat, but we don't listen
But
to the
here I am.
podcast.
No.
So Jackie Hill Perry came to our women's conference, however many,
It was the
2018,
first one,
I think.
And she was uber pregnant at the time.
She was, yes.
That in and of itself, that she got up in front of and did that.
And she wrote this like whole spoken, because the theme, if I'm remembering correctly, was made. And we were talking about being made in the image of God and all of that.
Yeah.
And she wrote this whole spoken word and delivered it at the very beginning of her session. I mean, I was just like,
You would love it.
oh
That I
my
would.
word.
I
it's
love her.
incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, she's so great. And she's influenced a lot of my
Yeah.
writing style and theology, too,
Yes.
honestly, just listening to
Yes.
her teach.
Just the way that she susses things out.
Uh-huh.
I'm really appreciative for.
Oh, absolutely. She's very gifted. Oh my
Let's
gosh.
take a road trip to see them.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
We totally should.
You have to come.
Oh, all right.
I think you would enjoy their dynamic too, because they're funny. Like,
Yeah, like I like her as a teacher. I'm sure I would probably like I'm sure I wouldn't hate whatever they put out. It's
Yeah.
just I say this every time, but it's like given the choice between listening to a podcast or listening to music, I'm going to choose music 100% of the time.
I'm with you.
Which
I'm with you. I know.
I'm not. And I love music, but I listen to the history podcasts and do all that.
I also don't like
normally what I do.
audiobooks. I don't like that either.
I don't love
know that I've
audiobooks.
listened to
There's certain ones, but I prefer, well, someone telling me a story
Right.
that's
Right.
real.
Yeah.
Like there's a This Is History that's talking about the Plantagenets, which I know is super boring and niche, but I
The
love
what?
it.
I don't know what that
They
is.
were an English ruling family. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
But it's medieval, and you're
Real
learning.
Anglophile over here.
Yeah.
I love that you know all this random stuff though, because it informs me. So when we went to Pompeii, she knew like all the things, and I was like, "This
I
is
bet
the
she
best.
did.
Who needs a tour guide? Because we have Sarah, and she knows it all." And you're like, "That's so interesting."
You learn from history. Nothing surprises you.
It was
She taught me
very
not
cool.
to put my pinkies out. That it doesn't mean I'm fancy.
Does not mean you're fancy.
It
Well,
means
maybe
I'm
fancy
stupid.
fancy in a
apparently.
different way. It means you're up for other things.
Oh, buddy, we digress.
do that.
What else is happening this summer?
No
summer
trips.
worship night.
Summer worship night is happening.
July
I love summer
17th.
worship. Where is it?
Moon dance.
Ah,
Yeah.
let's go.
Outdoor worship. I do love it. It's one of my favorite events that we do every year.
Same.
It's also always really hot and sticky.
Yeah. I love that we moved it to summer.
when you attend, because I feel like by that time the sun's starting to like go down and
Yeah,
the wind moves
cooling
in, which
off,
is nice.
yeah.
But like the setup during the day is.
And then you're
Gnarly.
up there with all those people moving, or like it's a
I
lot.
don't wear shorts on stage, and I wore shorts on stage last year because I was
Yep.
like, whew.
It was
Yeah, and
hot.
with hair like yours too,
Oh, it goes up in a ponytail.
it's just like wearing a fur blanket around your neck.
It's, yes, exactly. You know.
Yeah, I mean mine's a lot shorter now, but I'm about to
Doesn't
cut it
matter.
again.
You know, like just sitting on your neck.
Yeah,
But I like being able to put my hair up in a ponytail too much, so I won't cut it.
yeah.
I don't know. I always every woman in my family so far has reached a certain age and gone, I'm going to cut my hair off, and I'm like, I will not do that. I refuse.
Yeah, but you don't want to end up like, oh, what was her name?
I'm not going to have like
That had the hair all the way down to the floor. What was her? She was a country music.
Carol
Yeah.
Baskin.
Nope. Oh my gosh.
What? She has long hair.
Not carry on after that.
You know what she does?
You don't want to end up like her, so I'm right
do
on
not.
2 accounts.
I'm crying. It's
Who
fine.
was that lady? Tammy. It's not Tammy Faye Baker. That was someone else.
Why can't we remember things?
I don't know. Sorry, guys.
Hold
that
on.
You're listening to us just being stupid. You can fast forward through. You can just end this podcast now.
Yeah, honestly.
Put yourself
Crystal
out.
Gale. I almost
Crystal
said Charity
Gale.
Gale, and I was like, nope, that's a worship artist.
Crystal, have you never seen
No, I'm
Little
looking her
Miss
up.
Country
girl.
over here?
I know.
You didn't listen to
It's-
Crystal Gale when
I
you
mean,
were in your
I
pumpkin
might
patch?
have. But-
Long.
Oh.
I mean, her one of her claims
Yeah.
to fame was like her hair was literally touching the floor,
Oh.
which is a lot
It's gross.
and beautiful, but also a lot.
it's
I
a
can't
because it's just gonna get
imagine-
dirty and naughty.
Right. Like I'm bad about cutting my hair, and I cut it maybe once every 4 or 5 months. Thank you, Anne. And even then, I feel like I need to cut it more often. I probably have split ends right now.
neck problems. That's a lot of weight to carry around on your
I
head.
know, right?
I
She did
want-
braid it for a time, I think.
I want Judi Dench's hair.
Dame Judi Dench.
I don't think I could pull that off.
I don't think I can either, which makes me really sad because I feel like now I know I'm going to be the slightly weird looking old woman that still has a bob.
That's not weird.
I don't think that's weird at all.
No, the one I'm thinking of is, and it's just really thin and flat, and maybe sometimes because she's trying to be fancy, she'll put a bread in it, and you think, oh, bless it. That's what I see in my future.
I don't know. When your hair's wavy, it is stellar, I think. It
I'm not
looks
going to be
beautiful.
doing that when I'm 80.
You never know.
Well, go have somebody else do it. Put some rollers in, sit under
Look
a.
at you, Mama Warbucks.
Listen, that used to be a thing, though. Like, my grandmother would go get her hair done all the time. And I thought it was great. I think that's where she and her friends hung out, so.
My mom and my grandmother had the same haircut, and I'm I'm trying desperately hard not to ever have it.
That's what both
where
of
I'm
you are
at.
doing,
Yes. I'm like, nope, I'm going to let my hair
Yep.
grow out. I'm going to leave it not super long.
They rock it. Like, Mom rocks it, but I don't have her pizzazz.
Well, you never know. You have lots of good style.
I'm down to try anything but a pixie cut. I have too big of a head for that. I got a big, big head.
I did do the inverted bob thing years ago where you shaved the bottom of the back.
Oh.
I know. It was cute. But again, you
Was
can't
it?
do anything with it. Yeah, I really
Was
liked
it during the
because it was
Kate
long
and
here.
what's his face plus 8?
Johnny K plus 8.
Oh, it wasn't that short.
Oh,
Oh, no.
that's what I was.
No.
When did you go?
So
90s
this
soccer mom.
was to here.
Oh, okay.
And it inverted up. It
Whoa,
was
very emo.
Really cute. Well, yeah. That's fine. It was really cute, but you can't do anything. So
Yeah.
if you have hair like mine, which is crazy town wavy, if you
Yeah.
don't fix it,
Yeah.
and happens to be super thick, and
yeah.
that's what I got a lot. And I was like, well, I can't do anything with this. So I couldn't wait for that to grow out.
Yeah.
That was cute, but also a mistake. Never going to do it again.
Summer hair.
Any summer recommendations? I always love to hear, is there a product, a book, something you're enjoying that you're like, here's something I recommend?
If you're in the Lexington area on a Wednesday night, the Kentucky Theater has summer movie classics.
Oh.
And some of them are what they call more recent classics. I just don't go to those ones because I don't think they're
What is a
classic.
more recent classic? Is that how classic rock from the 90s is classic now? And I'm like, no, it's
Or
not.
yeah, some 80s movies, and I'm thinking no. Like Airplane is one of them. Yeah, I'm not gonna go see that.
Okay.
But they do have little. They're showing my favorite movie this year, and I'm pretty excited about that.
I want to go with you.
No, I mean you can. Here's the.
I'm not going to make fun. I would love it.
That is I would take someone.
Probably would make fun.
Yeah.
I'm not the one to take.
Now if you went on your own accord, that's fine. So
So I'll
yes.
go and not sit with
No,
you.
you can
and then
sit with
tell you
me.
about how much I love
if
it.
I invite you and you give up your night and do all of this, and
Oh,
then you
I see.
hate it.
Okay.
One, it would make me feel
Got
super
it.
terrible.
Okay.
And two, it would maybe probably embarrass me.
Okay, well, this is me telling you that I'm going to go.
Okay. Ruth
see this
Ruth Metcalf
movie.
is going with me because she's seen it, but I don't because I have some. Well, you came once and then I uninvited you to the
Is that because she talked the whole time?
the whole time.
Because was this the one? What's the one where she?
It's called An Affair to Remember, and
I
she
hated
could
that
not
one.
Get past it.
I hated
So
it.
she has been disinvited from old movie night.
That's
Man.
not true. I have come back for other because we did. What's the one about Eve? Something
All
Eve?
About
Yeah, All
Eve.
About
I
Eve.
loved that one.
I might put you back on the list.
That one was so
I'm
good.
still scarred Bye.
And we also did The Bishop's Wife, which was excellent.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll give you some grace at
See?
Christmas.
But the Affair to Remember, garbage. 2 thumbs down from me. 0 out of 10 stars. Do not recommend.
You don't listen to podcasts, so what do you know?
Literally nothing. I'm telling you right now, I have never been stupider than I am right now. Motherhood has made me fight for my last 2 brain cells because I'm not sleeping, and you could.
Wait.
We're good. Sorry.
There you go.
I don't think there's been a single time in the last 3 weeks that I've come to work and not had to go back home because I forgot something.
Oh.
My brain just like falls out of my head. So I'm an idiot. I'll say it. And I don't listen to podcasts, so I must be dumb, right? Isn't that what you're saying?
I mean, you learn a lot, depending on what you listen to.
Well, she's a
Some of
great
them are
preacher,
terrible.
y'all. Let me tell you. That's funny.
Yeah.
You should get reinvited because I do think like there's personal taste involved in some of that where you may like something,
Yeah,
you may not
that's
like
true.
something.
Yeah.
But I grew up watching AMC. We were talking about this
Yeah.
on Sundays, and so like either black and white movies, silent films, or Shirley Temple.
Oh,
Shirley Temple used to come on every Sunday afternoon after lunchtime or during
Yes,
lunchtime.
yeah,
So when
after
you would get home
church.
from church,
Yeah.
you could sit down and watch Shirley Temple while you were eating your lunch.
Wow.
Unless you're the kind of family that doesn't watch television while they eat, and we weren't that
I
family.
think it was actually during nap time because, as I recall, most people were asleep as we
Oh.
were watching, and for some reason, I didn't. I love sleep, but I didn't at the time.
We didn't do rest time on Sundays like that. But what I remember is my friends' families did. And one of them would go, so they would take their phone off the hook. So you couldn't
Oh,
call
yeah.
during that
Yeah.
time. And their rule for their kids was you don't have to sleep, but you have to go to your room
Yep.
and you have to be quiet. You have to play quietly. And they did. And even though that wasn't my family's
Yeah,
thing,
Yeah.
I always thought that's a really wise
I mean,
practice.
pro parenting tip: when your child stops napping, and you're like, "Oh, they're dropping their nap or whatever." Alone time, quiet time in your room to play is a really good practice to start instilling because it still gives you a little bit of a break and it teaches them to play independently for a little while. And then they come back out. Yeah. So learned that the hard way. So there's that. We were so my great aunt, I think I've talked about my great aunt and uncle because they were like wonderful people and had such good daily practices. But one of the things they would do is they would have nap time every day. So they would eat lunch and then for like an hour, she would legitimately fall asleep, like go to bed, fall asleep for about an hour and then get up like clockwork. I think he actually went to like his workshop and would work on things, but we had to go to our room when we were over there and rest. So it wasn't just Sunday, it was every day. Like chill out for a sec, take a rest.
Wow.
Yeah. I did not pass that along to my children.
Well,
Yet.
You know.
It's a new year.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
who knows what 40-year-old Jess is going to do? No telling.
I'm done. I'm done. Great. It's great.
But yeah, that's my summer. I don't.
That's your recommendation?
Yeah,
That's good.
I like
Okay.
that. It's
I like
fun.
that. Very good.
All right. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look up all the movies and see what all's playing.
Yeah,
And when is the one that we're talking about?
June sometime.
Oh, am I not gonna be here?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know your schedule.
Well, we're going to the beach, which I'm
I don't know
super
your
excited
life.
about. I
You're going
also-
to Beach 2.0.
Yes. So I'm going to beach week,
Yes.
which I will go to the beach, but you know, most
be
of the time
working.
I'll be with
Yeah.
the students and stuff, which is great. And then a couple weeks later, we're going to the beach with my parents. We go to this. Hopefully, we've done this since I was a child. We go to this place that's like a retirement area. Ooh. So nobody goes to the beach.
Yes.
So it's just you on the beach. It's heavenly. So
I would love to, I mean this with all the respect and love in my heart, I would love to vacation like a geriatric. That,
Oh, yeah.
That just seems like the way to go.
Yeah.
They know how to do it.
I do not enjoy the beach, and
says the woman who was just there.
yeah, this is the only beach trip I take because the women that I go with, and it's a girls' trip,
Yeah.
is you have 3 questions during the trip. Those questions are: what SPF? Is it time to turn over? And what's to eat?
Wow.
That's it.
That's a holiday, baby.
Turn over.
Just turn me like a rotisserie chicken.
And we have it down to such an art. You don't get a house that is not on the beach. So
Well,
you
yeah.
split everything.
Yeah.
Some people don't. I don't even want to cross the road.
Well, see, I have to do that where we go.
Yeah,
but that's
I don't want to
okay.
do that. I want to walk out the door and be
It
there
is lovely.
because I don't like to stay out there the whole time. I come in during
There's a
the
bathroom
lunch.
nearby.
There's a bathroom. It's all good during the peak hours when most people are wanting to be out there noon to 3. I'm probably inside. Maybe I'm reading. Maybe I'm sitting on the balcony in the shade. But we have a whole system.
Yeah.
Like we have a special tent. We have the chairs that we bring are by. Like it's a whole thing.
This is so funny because there are similarities and differences. So Chuck and you would get along very well,
Yeah.
which doesn't shock me
Yep.
at the beach because he's like, I'm going to get up, do my thing, go out, play in the water for a bit or whatever.
I don't get in the water.
And then I'm done. And I'm going to go inside
Yeah.
and I'm going to play a video game or I'm going to read or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's how he wants to spend his day at the beach.
Yeah.
I love the mornings at the beach.
Yeah.
They're the best. Like
Yes.
getting up. So like one of the things that a friend of mine and I started doing last year at Beach Week was in the morning, first thing before we get up and do anything else, we get coffee and we just go walk down to the water because you're kind of seeing the sun come up. Like everything is fresh. It's beautiful. It's a really good way to just go, oh my gosh, Lord, what you made is incredible. But that's one of my favorite times to go down. It's like doing my devotion or something or reading scripture or whatever it is by the water. It's one of my favorite things to do. Then my children wake up and it's like crazy town playing in the water all day long. I will try to finish a book, maybe go for a walk, but I'm down there like all day. That's like my jam. So Chuck and I are like ships passing in the night, but we eat dinner together.
So it's great. Also, sunsets over sunrises.
Oh, they're great too.
They're both. I love them equally.
If I ever get up to see a sunrise, I just sit there the whole time going, it's the same as a sunset, and I'm just sleepy, and I had to get up early to see this.
I never set the alarm for it. It's just, you know how you have those days where you like wake up at the crack of dawn and you don't know why? That's when I'm like, oh, this is good. But then I'm like, I'm not going to wake up for
I
this
do
again.
like to see it. I like to see the beach and be near it.
Yeah.
But
It's beautiful. It's very
love the
calming.
beach.
Me too.
Love it.
Me too. I mean, we have lakes nearby. You can go to the lake. A lot of people go to the lake in the summertime.
Water's good.
Yeah, it is.
At my house, we have a pool made out of a grain bin, and I'm not kidding you.
Yes.
I dug it out with a backhoe. So
I love it.
that's awesome.
Wait, how big is this thing?
it is ginormous.
Like your current
At your house here?
No. Sorry, my house. When I say
Oh.
home, I mean
Home.
home.
Got
Yes,
it.
got
in
it.
Joplin.
I was like, dude, why have I not been over to your house in the summertime?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm coming over to your house
Yes,
because
you
you
are.
have a pool now.
Yes,
but
you are.
no, we it is significantly larger than a standard size in-ground pool.
That's awesome.
I don't know how many millions of gallons it is. I should text my mom and ask, but it's
That's
astounding.
Crazy.
Yeah. It is. It was a feat of engineering,
Yeah.
but sure enough.
Genius.
But you got all those people coming over.
Wait, millions all the time. There's just people always in our backyard. They just come over and swim, and we're fine with that. And by we, I mean my family from home.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, I get that life though, because that's kind of we've become that house in the
Yeah.
neighborhood, which I do love. It's very sweet. There are times where I'm like, I need a break.
Yeah.
But in general, it's very nice because like the kids
Yeah.
always have somebody to play with. There's
Yeah.
always something to do. It's lovely.
have you gotten those ads for? I guess it's for people who don't have a backyard, basically, and so it's a.
Are we talking about cold plunging right now?
No. Why would I ever do that? No, it's an inflatable tub. It's I don't know. It's probably that deep. I don't know how deep.
Yeah.
Maybe a foot deep.
Yeah.
And you can fill that up with water and put it in your patio area and have a pool.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
nice.
sit there and
Interesting.
COVID created lots
lay
of
out.
interesting little
Products.
ways to
also
lay out at
the
home.
sneer on her face when her pool at home is a grain barrel.
It's true. Listen, our necks might be red, but our pool is big.
Like she's like, interesting, while she puts her pinky out while she's drinking something. Stop.
Amazing. We had one of those little inflatable pools. It was like a foot and a half deep, but you could sit in it, right? Yeah. We also had cats. Don't recommend the two because that sucker popped and that was it.
I was going to say your cat's got it. We had a black lab growing up and she would always get into my little pools and ruin them.
Yeah.
Like, just because she would shed.
The old plasticky ones?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cindy loved a soak.
I have fond memories of those pools.
Yeah. Just turn them upside down.
I feel like I don't know how Benny's going to feel about the pool yet. He loves baths, but bath water is warm.
Right.
And so...
Yes.
Are your pools not?
I mean, pool water isn't like bath water, though. You know, it's like, it's, you know, there's like a warm bubble bath and then there's like pool
that
water.
Little boy in the ocean, he's going to be like, whoa,
we'll have to see what he thinks. But if he likes it, like if he decides that he likes to swim, I've thought about getting like a little inflatable pool for our backyard just to splash
Seeing
around
that
it.
would maybe be the only reason I'm going to walk the 3 blocks at Beach Week to go to the beach.
I don't know anything about how...
drive and park.
Okay, then I would do... Again, I won't even stay across the street. I'm not walking 3 blocks.
She said, I cannot be bothered to walk.
Oh, man.
I will walk. To carry all your stuff, to sit out. No.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there's too much
You
stuff.
gotta love the beach. And I love the beach.
I do too.
So.
Mm-hmm. You and I. We will be there.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Oh, that's cute, though. It's really sweet to see your kids for the first time also at the beach. Ella, I have this video of her. She wasn't even a year. She's crawling, but she wasn't walking yet. And we went down the very first day that we got there, which it was like dinner time-ish. But Ashlyn really wanted to go to the water. We're like, okay. My kids have always loved the water. Ella, imagine her, and I'll show you the video later, but like little tiny bow in her hair, stripped down to her diaper. That's it. She's crawling towards the water.
Oh my gosh.
Into the water. And we're like picking her up and setting her off to the side. Because we're like, no, honey, don't, like, your face shouldn't be under the water. That's probably bad because you can't stand up. Crawls right back. I mean, it was just, she could not help herself. She was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. That's so cute.
Yeah, it's the sweetest thing. And then I'm like, what happened? Now you're so big.
Yeah.
They don't even need me in the water anymore with them. They just
Don't leave them unattended, though. That's a parenting.
I'm still there. But like they'll go in and ride the waves and they're like, did you see me? And I'm like, yep, I saw you. It's awesome.
Love it.
I like to set the chair right kind of in the water at the edge of it, but I don't want to. I respect the sea.
Yeah, I do too. It's not my domain.
No.
I'll go in. Like, I like to swim up to like chest height probably.
I've seen too many videos.
Yes.
I know enough to know that what's underneath the surface is not my business.
No.
So.
And also kind of gross.
Yeah.
That's why you can't see it.
Jess said, ignorance is bliss, baby.
I don't want to know. I just want to enjoy the waves. I do love to body surf. Mm-hmm. It is super fun. I've never actually tried surfing.
It is very hard.
I would love to give it a shot, but in very tiny ways.
So the road trip, we can go to California or Hawaii. Mm-hmm. I don't know who's paying for it.
Might be a little out of my league because I am
when I lived
surfer
in California, I was like 20 minutes from Huntington Beach.
When did you live in California?
You knew this.
Did I?
Yeah, you did because I lived with the Oaks. I lived with TD and Jim in their shed.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
It was literally the best summer of my life.
That's awesome.
So I lived there for like 4 months. But Huntington Beach was super close. And so one of the guys on staff took me to go surfing. He was like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to surf. And I was like in really good shape at that point in my life. I was like, I love the water, love to swim. I'm going to be a surfer, babe. Yeah. And then I got out there and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
This
just trying to stand up is
really hard. Just paddling out there. The amount of upper body strength that it takes is astounding.
Now, see, if you watched old movies, you would know that Gidget tried this very thing and it was very difficult.
I don't know who Gidget is, but God bless her.
It's true. It does take a lot. Ashlyn's favorite thing to do right now, she gets on this like float thing and she'll paddle herself out there and she just goes straight through the waves. So there's no going over them. Yeah. Like she's just like, I just hold my breath, go right through. It actually is the best way to do it because you cut through it instead of getting pushed back. But it is hilarious to watch because, I mean, her hair's just plastered. And I'm like, You look like you got beat up. You okay? Yeah, great. I'm going back out. Okay. Have fun.
Oh, to have the energy of a child again.
I know,
There
right?
was one year, there was a lady, and I was sitting with a friend during the beach trip, and they had the flags up, don't get in the water. And
Oh.
she decided that was for everyone else. And she took what was basically a pool or lake float. Like not, you can sit in it and put your legs over it, but it's the kind that has the little thingy and then that breaks really easily. And she starts to go and go and go.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was going to say, did
And-
the current pull her out?
Yes, it sure did.
Ooh, yep.
And instead of dropping like to your stomach and trying to paddle to a non-current area,
Yep.
no, she goes one-armed into this, and then can't. She's starting to lose.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, because she
Getting
was
tired.
Yeah, and she had like a pink trucker hat on, and her husband. They had already had a fight that morning,
Oh, bless.
and their children were on the beach, and he's standing there, and I'm not sure he was hoping that she was going to make it. Like he was just, she was screaming, "You need to help," and he was just like, "I don't know what to do. This
I'm
has
not a
been
lifeguard. Listen, I have miscalculated some things in my life, but I have never, ever
Yeah.
thought that I am stronger than the ocean.
Nope.
No, and so finally, lots of other people make basically a chain that doesn't work. Then two guys paddle out to her on boards, get her and bring her in. She storms onto the beach like Patton and lights into him.
Oh, my word.
And this whole time I'm watching this going, this is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
highly
Free
entertaining.
entertainment.
I did look at my friend and go, should we help? And she goes, what can we do?
I mean, you swim out there, you're
be
going to
fair.
get stuck too, so I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
But aren't you supposed to relax and let the current spit you out, essentially, and then you swim back in?
You swim horizontally toward
Yeah.
to the beach.
Yeah.
And get to,
Because it'll spit you out of it at some
yeah,
point.
or you'll get to a place, if you stand high enough, you can see where the currents are.
Right.
Taking, where the rip currents
Yes.
are. And,
Yeah.
but most people, she should have looked at the flags. She didn't think she needed to.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Listen.
It was one of the best things I'd ever seen, though.
Wow. I saw somebody, it was a poor little kid. I felt so bad for him. But the only annoying thing about some of the places that we go is people will fish all day, not just in the morning, because I know it's great to fish in the morning. Totally
Yeah.
get that. But they'll fish all day. And there's this poor little boy that got a hook through his foot. And I was like,
Oh, no.
I know. And of course, I'm sitting here thinking, what are you going to do? And they ended up, somebody, some brilliant person got like, not shears, but something that looked like tin snips or something.
Yeah.
And basically snipped both sides. So it was just like you weren't pulling the
Yeah.
adjustment. But can
Yeah.
you imagine?
Nope. Nobody knows.
That kid, though, y'all, right back in the water. Like
No
it ain't
way.
no thing. And I'm like, I
could
might
not
have
be
taken
me.
a day. Might have taken a day.
Any books or studies that you're doing this summer?
I just finished up studying Sermon on the Mount because that's what we're doing for Beach Week.
Yep. Yep.
And actually, I don't know what I'm going to do after this. I
Yeah.
literally just finished that up, and so I'm willing to take recommendations that you guys have, but I don't have a plan yet.
I haven't picked one. I was going to use the Bible Study Fellowship has an app for just shorter studies called WordGo.
Oh.
And she reads Truth S.
Yeah.
But more in the lines of Bible
Yeah.
Study Fellowship.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd pilfer through that today.
Yeah.
And see what they've got.
Okay. I have not read, is it Another Gospel? Is that the newest of Elisa
I haven't
Jones
either, and I
books?
need to.
So I think I'm going to read that this summer.
I'll do it with you.
Okay. Okay.
I
done it?
want to read. I have read it. I read it before She Came for the Women's Conference.
Is that the newest book?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she's
no,
got-
Live Your Truth and Other Lies is.
Oh,
Right.
that's the one I
That's
haven't
the
read.
new one.
That's right.
I've read the other
Yes.
one.
Okay. Okay. I've
Yeah.
not read the first one.
No. Another Gospel was her first one. Live
Yeah.
Your Truth and Other Lies
Yes,
is the
I haven't
second
read
one.
another.
And then she's
Gospel.
done one more recently with a couple of other people, I think.
Wow, I'm out of the loop.
Yes. I don't know what that one is.
I don't either.
I really want to read Surprised by Oxford. We
Is
gave
that
that to
the
me for
book?
Christmas.
Is that the book
I was
that you
like,
talked about on stage?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's
It's
And
the Gary book.
My mom ordered it and read it and thought it was great, and I haven't read it yet.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Before we talked about it, Gary Black gave it to me and just said, just
Yeah.
read it. Don't tell me if you like, you don't have
Yeah.
to tell me anything.
Yeah.
Because that's how Gary is. one of the most beautiful books I've ever read.
Really?
And,
I'm gonna take that one to the beach with me.
I kept giving it out to people with the caveat of this
Did you do
makes
the
it
thing-
back to me.
Yeah. Did you do the thing where people can underline and whatever they want?
that I don't mind.
Yeah.
But because it was a gift
Yeah.
and there's stuff in it,
Absolutely. Yeah.
you don't get to keep this one.
Yeah.
You don't get to forget I gave this to
Oh,
you. I will
no.
hound you.
Yeah.
But I have it if you want to borrow it.
I would love to.
But you have to give it
I will
back.
give it back, I promise. Didn't we do that with another book? That's if you have not done that, I highly recommend it. We had like 4 people who were reading various books and we just traded them, but you highlight and you put your own notes in
Yeah.
it and stuff. And so everybody else is seeing. It was very cool.
Don't be precious about your books.
Oh, I'm not.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
write in all my stuff.
I feel the way about books the same way I feel about sneakers, which is they were made to be used.
They were made to be
So-
used. I feel that way about my Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why my sneakers
This
aren't
is the
pristine,
second
and
one.
neither are my books.
This is the second Bible. It's the one I keep at work because the other one looks like trash, but in the best way.
I've had this mom when I really started following Jesus, like 16, 17, mom got me one and it's an ugly maroon cover, but it's
To have your name on it.
no.
Oh,
Mine does.
I wish
in
it
gold
did.
lettering down in the corner.
But it's a chain reference Bible.
Yeah.
So it has
Oh,
you can
yeah.
kind of go from thing to
Oh,
thing to
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
which
cool.
my ADD mind loves. And seeing the things that you thought were really impactful at 16, now at 41,
That's
is
cool.
embarrassing and really sweet.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see how the things that I valued then or where I thought life was going to go then and kind of how that's all switched up.
yeah, that's interesting.
My grandma used to write her prayers for her children and grandchildren at certain verses.
That's cool.
And so to have that is really sweet.
We just found a Bible as we were moving that had Chuck. I mean, it went back like hundreds of years, and it had Chuck's family all named. It was like someone's Bible, and she had written all of her children's names in it, and then they had gone in and added in their. It was very cool to look back and go, "Oh my gosh!" Like 300 years ago, so and so was reading this, and Scripture still holds true.
Scripture still holds true, and to see, I have one of my great grandmother's Bibles, and to see the legacy of faith that is in the family somewhere. Now, some places it dropped off and picked back up.
Yeah.
But to know that
Yeah.
there were people worshiping my God and who knew my God is wild.
I know, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome. I think
can't
about
wait to
that
talk to 'em.
sometime on Sunday mornings too. I'm like, man, there are people everywhere worshiping the Lord all at once.
Yeah.
Love that.
One thing I think that would, as ladies kind of look towards not just summer, but towards you're getting geared up for the fall, you can't not.
Yeah.
Start to think about trips that are coming up for mission trips and
Yes.
Yeah.
options for that.
Yeah.
That maybe you can go with your kids, with the
CAP
family.
is a great
Yeah.
option.
CAP is a
if
great
you've
one.
got
It's local.
kids, especially kind of middle school or
Yep.
older age.
Yep.
It's a really, really good. And there are always, I mean, there's a
Yeah.
ton of those. They're super
Yep.
accessible.
Are you going to Austria?
I don't know. I would like to. I'll do anything they'll let me do. But Austria was one of my most favorite trips ever.
My parents have been, I think this is their 3rd year. So they went once and then they led a group and they're doing that again. And it's hilarious because my dad's like, it's like manual labor the whole time. But I know that
a
I am
hard trip.
serving other people and it's such a big deal. And then they'll take a couple days and like
Yeah.
just go nose around, see what there is to see, which is cool.
But being with brothers and sisters from around the world,
Yeah.
but mostly Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
It just, there was a moment, there were Polish students and they're, older, younger, everything in between. And they were leading communion during church service. And I just started sobbing.
Yeah.
Because what a privilege to be led in the Lord's Supper
Yeah.
by my brothers from the Polish church and hearing their heart and what the Lord's doing in that church. And they would take the time to have a meal with me was just awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And to hear them sing in their native, whether it's Polish or Belarusian or whatever, it was just, it's beautiful. Go to Austria.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to go at some point.
Me too. I don't think it's going to be this season for me, probably for a long time. But last year, a little over a year ago, Tristan and I got to go to Japan.
Oh, yeah.
And that
that's
was
right.
really,
Yeah.
I mean, that was really, really impactful.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I think any chance that you have to just break out of our little slice of America, I'm really grateful for it. But also, we have this one little picture of what the church looks like. And the Big C church is, being exposed to that and being in fellowship with people who you may not speak the same language as, but you have the same citizenship in heaven with.
Exactly.
Like, it's such a powerful thing, and the ability for you to go and serve other people in practical ways is important, but it's also important because of, I think, how God uses that to shape you and how God uses that to expand your own perspective and the long-term good of that for the rest of your faith journey. So,
I want parents to go with maybe their seniors or something. I think that would be, like, beach trips are great.
Oh, yeah.
That's super good.
Sure.
But exposing them and letting them see you serve, that's huge.
It's a great model.
It's a great model. Yeah. And maybe it's not even going out of the country. Start serving with them in their student ministry environments.
Yeah.
Don't leave it to someone else.
Yeah.
My friends' parents were around us all of the time, and they still make a life impact on me.
Yeah.
Even as we age. Like, it's just, those relationships are so precious. But
There was a family that I used to hang out with all the time. They back in our choir days here at Southland.
way to bring that up.
I mean, it was the thing that it's how we knew each other.
Yeah.
There was this Sunday school
bring
class,
back the choir.
and they would get together. Of course, they did big church, as I called it, and then Sunday school. Anyway, there was a family, and so we used to hang out all the time. And I mean, they went through a whole lot, but it was cool to see the dad and the impact that he had on his kids. And then this past Sunday, I got to see his son baptize his son.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he kind of talked about the longevity of, the legacy that his dad had poured into him with and that kind of stuff. And I'm just sitting there thinking, that's cool to look at and to see 1, 2, 3 generations of that happen. I don't know. It's just very cool. So.
That's the brief. Like, it is important that your kid grows up and is well-rounded and is well-educated. But if they don't know Jesus, I don't care how much money they're able to make. I don't care how well-liked they are. It will be meaningless.
It will,
So invest in these ways. Would be my suggestion.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great.
Not having children.
But it doesn't matter because you still serve and you still impact kids.
I enjoy my time with middle school.
Yeah.
It's a hoot. They're hilarious.
I mean, my kids love Sarah because she lets them watch Disney movies at her house. So the very first time that we came over, we were doing a project, and I think I just had Ashlyn at the time, and she was like, "Do you want to watch Cinderella?" And Ashlyn was like, "Oh my gosh, yes!" And so now, she remembers Sarah's house ever since.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a big
Cinderella's my favorite princess. Ariel's The Little Mermaid's my favorite princess movie.
Oh, Belle is my favorite princess.
That's a really good
I
one.
love her. She's smart. She's beautiful.
deal. I have to think about this more. I don't know what my answer is.
Yeah.
One day we could do an episode of this where we talk about, but she falls in love with the beast.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's what's on the inside. That counts.
Oh, is that
That's true.
all of those stories are super weird and creepy.
I know.
They're fairy
There's
tales,
fairy
though. You don't
tales.
overthink it because it's a fairy tale.
But it is funny when you start to overthink it. Oh.
Yeah, but that was totally normal at the time. I never once questioned the fact that animals were talking.
Oh, I loved the Disney Robin Hood where they're foxes.
Oh,
Yes.
Robin Hood, Little John walking through the forest.
I kind of had a crush on him. Like, you're just like, oh,
that's what
he's
gets
great.
stuck in my head.
That's great.
It's your turn to sing. We will sing.
What?
Thank you, Greg, for the coffee.
Yes, please. Anytime now.
Oh my gosh! Actually, I did get a text asking if I want a coffee, but not from him. So
I didn't. Austin?
no, no. We're on a budget, so no. Anyway, oh my gosh.
No, there's a guy on staff who always brings everybody coffee but me.
I don't think he brings me coffee. If that makes
See?
you feel better.
There you go.
I don't think I've ever been brought coffee.
There's 2 of us now.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut over here.
Yeah.
So. Anywho, what else is happening this summer? I think
That's
and then fall kickoff.
fall kickoff is my birthday week.
Is it?
Always.
So we'll celebrate your birthday at fall kickoff. I didn't. Last year it was your birthday weekend too.
I spend my birthday at fall kickoff every year.
Well, I mean,
that weekend.
so we throw a party for Sarah with inflatables and dunking booths
Yeah.
and food.
My 40th birthday was spent at doing that. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Woohoo.
I mean, it is great though.
It is
It's fun.
I got to eat a lot of cotton candy.
It reminds me of old school church picnic days. Do you all remember doing those?
Yeah.
We didn't do those.
But it wasn't like that.
Oh, no,
No.
it wasn't inflatables, but like the whole church essentially would like hang out after church.
Yeah,
and
baby.
there was a
It's a
potluck, or
potluck.
whatever. Yes. Yes.
We
That's
did
what it
potlucks.
reminds
We
me of.
didn't-
It's like the modern
yeah.
version of that.
There was a potluck for literally every occasion.
Oh, absolutely.
Like just any reason anyone could think of
Yes.
to have a church potluck,
Yes.
there would be one.
Yeah.
Those were
so
the
good.
days.
And we would go travel to Jackson, where my mom was from, and their little church would always have lunch
best
downstairs
food.
in the church basement.
There is nothing like a Southern church potluck.
know. It's
Nothing
so
like
good.
it, baby.
No.
So good. Not healthy, but good.
Who cares?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. Any last thoughts or encouragement for the summer before we wrap up today, since we won't talk to all y'all until August?
Said it before and we'll say it again. Give us suggestions
Yes,
about what you
please.
want to hear. I think we're going to spend some time really thinking and praying about the direction of this podcast and how we can tool it to be a good resource for you all, our listeners. But yeah, we want to make sure it's of benefit to you. So if it's
Absolutely.
not, be like, hey, stop talking about garbage for 45 minutes. And if it is, then tell us.
Ditch those last episodes. That'd be great.
Then tell us and give us your honest feedback. We don't need you
Yeah.
to
sugarcoat
flatter
it.
us.
Yeah.
We want to know what would actually help you. That's
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do.
I won't
here.
trust you if you try and flatter us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do want to know. That's good.
Yep.
There's the form, or honestly, like totally great to get emails.
Yeah.
So,
Email us.
please.
We're
feel
all
free.
here. Or send us what you're doing in the summer because you clearly know something we don't know. We're like what you're studying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And-
yeah. And also, I mean, just letting us know that I love hearing from people. Hey, my group has met and we've been talking about this, or we talked about this topic that you guys kind of like stepped your toe in, and now we're like, okay, we can actually talk about that. Like, I love hearing that because it does
Yeah.
kind of let us know, yeah, this is helpful and beneficial, because
Yep.
we want it to be a resource for women in the church.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
anything we can do to make it better, we would love to.
Real conversations with real women.
Real conversations.
But that's that's the whole point of this. Otherwise, we're just running our mouths. And
Yeah.
while I do that all the time, it's not necessarily what you want to give your time to. So
Well, yeah, it's good. It's healthy. All right, cool. Well, have a great summer,
Yeah.
and we will see you in August.
Sayonara.
later.